All right, hello and welcome to another free-to-play wrap-up. I know we kind of skipped a week there, and a lot happened. We got a lot of things done, as you can pretty plainly see. So we're gonna have to go over a lot of stuff. So I have had the goal of getting some more things raid ready, having multiple roles in LOR and such, and now I have 3 roles that I can play in LOR, 2 of which are on Trinity. This is a budget blessing build for anyone that is looking for that. It does include Prime Continuity now, as we got this yesterday, and that's fantastic. This is going to take a lot to level, which we're going to show in a second, but we're on our way there. And this can be fully leveled for the Bless build, which improves it a pretty decent amount. It is worth noting that this is not the full resistance for a Blessing build. If we look at our abilities, we're actually only getting 72.5% damage reduction instead of 75%. So this is a budget blessing build, but this is really, really good still. This is not, like, I'm not going to turn anybody, like, down if a blessing shows up and this is their build. This is more than fine. You're going to be A-okay. If you can afford that, like, 1 more point into Transient Fortitude, then that's great, and that will max out your resistance that you're giving people, but honestly, not an enormous deal at all. On that same note, EV, this is a budget EV Trinity. The basics for a budget EV Trinity is that Transient and Blind Rage are rank 8. That makes them significantly cheaper. So yeah, it is a bit unfortunate because I'm so used to having like the way pushed ahead EV build whenever I'm using it, that I don't have like the minimum duration and stuff, because minimum duration from Transient Fortitude is actually like the more important thing, and I would suggest you max Transient Fortitude first, just because it makes giving the energy out quicker, which is usually a little bit more important. And then I also have a Vodyanoi build. For anyone that is looking to farm Vodyanoi with Trinity, this is a nice little budget build that will make it so you can do your like dual role there, and kind of in general, you can modify this build slightly to do dual roles in more places. It's worth noting that obviously if I was going to add Forma to this build, which I'm considering, if I had, and I don't yet, which I really wish I did, if I had Corrosive Projection, I would immediately Forma this slot and make it a dash, because Corrosive Projection is incredibly valuable, especially on like places like Vodyanoi, and of course the raids. So yeah, these builds are all super functional, cheap, if you've got Trinity Prime. Trinity Prime right now is incredibly easy to farm, and if you don't have her, just do it. Just go get her. She's so useful. So yeah, definitely going to want to do that. Otherwise, we farmed an entire set of Rhino Prime, and we have him now, so that's awesome. This is basically just a pure upgrade. I've got an Iron Shrapnel now, traded for that. And this build is pretty basic. This isn't going, this is not going to like, I might. I'm still considering going for the Ironclad build to have a Rhino Prime that is basically completely invulnerable. But that build requires Forma. So I'm still mulling over whether or not I'm going to do that. But for now, this is a really, really good build. You have the Iron Shrapnel, which makes you just way, way more flexible. Because if we look, my 2 has about 3,200 EHP. That is instantly refreshable at any time whenever you have Iron Shrapnel, because you can remove the Iron Skin and be like, boom, here it is again. So that is incredibly valuable, and while it is not even going to come close to as strong as you can get whenever you have Ironclad and Iron Shrapnel at the same time, which is usually like hovering around the margin of 1 Iron Skin being about 50k instead of this, it is still like great for like pretty much all content I'm going to realistically do. So that's fantastic. We have Inaros, and my Inaros is in a really, really good spot right now. As you can see, I have the Augment. Negation Swarm is incredibly powerful. And this is pretty much full build, it's worth noting. I've got Mobilize up here for now. The only thing that I would need to do to make this build better would be to get Primed Flow, to max Prime Continuity, max Vitality, max Steel Fiber, and then, honestly, you don't really need to change Mobilize, but change that to, like, I like to use Firewalker, so changing that to like Firewalker would also be a technical improvement. But that is more just like in an expense, basically, that I can't really do right now. And then of course you'd want Corrosive Projection instead of Energy Siphon, but I don't have that right now. But yeah, this Inaros build, you're ready for sorties. If you can manage this Inaros build, or like even like regular continuity, you don't need Prime. You really, really don't need Prime at all. If you can get this, you're done. You're A-okay with sorties. Sorties are about to get crushed by your Inaros. So yeah. And then otherwise, we got a lot of stuff done. We got a Heat Dagger for Inaro, so I can do insta-kills when I want. I've got the Static Core. The Static Core are a fantastic secondary. I've got a pretty basic build on them here. And I'm considering putting some Forma in here to make it a little bit better, like bumping up Hornet Strike to rank 8, mulling around with some of that stuff. In terms of primary weapons right now, we got the Soma, and we have that maxed out. I'm not going to throw any Forma into this because the regular Soma is not worth throwing Forma into anymore, I think. If you were really going to plan to throw Forma into one, I would really suggest that you get the Soma Prime first, or there's some other primary weapons that are way more important to Forma than the Soma, like the regular Heck, or the Vacor Heck, or the Tigris Prime. There's quite a number that you'd be better off forming rather than the Soma, but for rifle-only sorties, this is going to do me just fine. I have the Volcar for sniper-only sorties. For bow-only sorties, I have the Zoosh still. And yeah, we're going pretty well here. Oh, you know what? I didn't cover this since, like, the last time we did a wrap-up. This is my Galatine, so this is, like, a good, just a general-use, cheapo Galatine build. All of these mods are very available and easily farmed if you're at the end of the star chart. This is just Nightmare Missions, super simple stuff. Blood Rush is Moon Spies, super simple. This is just Corrupted Vor, who is a chump. Easy stuff here. The rest are just basic elementals. And Berserker is maybe the hardest mod here to get, but Berserker is honestly not that expensive right now. And if you're not using Berserker, you really should be, because it helps you out a hell of a lot. And then, of course, Cleaving Whirlwind is here, because Cleaving Whirlwind is going to give me the increased damage when I need it. But yeah, this is phenomenal. If you need a cheapo Galatine build that is going to crush shit, here you go. This is absolutely viable in sorties. Obviously, the big way to make this better is to have this be a Galatine Prime instead, but that is a ways off in MR, which I think we're actually going to be going for it. But I'm not 100% sure on that yet. But yeah, that is the big things in that I have Trinity now, and Trinity is real fucking good. I probably need to get regular Trinity and level her just for the mastery. But also, I'm building a lot of things. I have the Ampus, the Ash, Boar, Bronco Prime. I have almost 2 sets of, or almost another set for the Bronco Prime. I'm planning to make the Ack Broncos. It's worth noting that the Ack Broncos, like post-buff, are very strong, so I would very much suggest you pick one of those up. We got the Dragoon, the Gorgons building, we got Mag, Lecta, Meyer, Oberon, Penta, Valkyr. So there's a lot of mastery represented here, and I think with just what I'm building right now, I should be able to get to 10 after I've leveled it. I'm pretty sure it'll get me to 10. And then I think the goal is going to be to get a Tigris Prime with full build, and a Galatine Prime with near full build. The Tigris Prime is actually also not going to be full build. The big thing that I'm going to be short on, and it's actually not what I'm short on now. I'm short on Endo by like a vast degree, and even though I can use Trinity to do Vodunoi now, which is the best Endo farm in the game, that's a lot of time. Like, that's a hell of a lot of time. Otherwise, I need to keep raiding because I'm going to need more credits to build all this stuff. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Also, I did some trading, and we made, like, a decent amount of platinum. I have a good little bit that I can use for slots and, like, maybe catalysts and stuff when I really need them. But, yeah, this is, we're really moving. I kind of, like, jumped the goals for this playthrough forward because I realized where I could get to and how fast. So I'm thinking that, like, we're gonna have some big dick goals on this playthrough. I'm thinking that maybe a goal should be to have, like, the fucking Atarax build, like the #1 crusher, like the destroyer, the Atarax build, and then also like the Tigris Prime, and as a secondary, I'm not sure what we're gonna do yet, but probably an incredibly strong secondary, although honestly the Static Core kind of falls into that already. The Static Core is a wonderful sidearm. So yeah. Oh yeah, also, I got to rank 4 on Steel Meridian, still working up to General, which is going to be a nice little influx of platinum once I can get that stuff. Also, I'll have a Vacor Marilock at that point, and the Vacor Marilock is quite good. Progress. Lots and lots of progress. But yeah, also, hey, it's worth noting, because of this progress, sometimes whenever I'm like rendering videos and stuff to go up on the YouTube, like this one, that I'll be doing some raids and stuff on this account. So if you are hanging out in the Discord, which there's a link to in the description down below, I will probably like hit people up to do some raids. So if you want to do that, please join in on the Discord and come like say hello to everybody. And then probably jump in on some raiding and stuff. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Massive